Next is HCl. HCl makes the medium acidic. Mucus protects the inner lining of stomach. So, in stomach, gastric glands are present and these gastric glands secrete gastric juice. Gastric juice contains pepsin, HCl and mucus. Pepsin is an enzyme which helps in the breakdown of protein. HCl is an acid, makes the medium acidic. Mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach. So starting from the mouth, teeth, tongue, salivary glands, esophagus, stomach. Next, small intestine and large intestine. We need to study about small intestine and large intestine. So nutrition in human beings, starting from the mouth, teeth, tongue, salivary glands, then stomach. Moving to the next part, which is small intestine. Small intestine contains intestinal enzyme. Small intestine contains intestinal enzyme. This intestinal enzyme having three functions. This intestinal enzyme converts carbohydrate to glucose, fats to fatty acids and glycerol, proteins to amino acid. So, the first function of a small intestine is that small intestine contains intestinal enzyme which converts carbohydrate to glucose, fats to fatty acid and glycerol, proteins to amino acids. The same small intestine contains small finger-like projections called villi. This small intestine contains small finger-like projections called villi. This villi helps in absorption of food into the blood. So villi helps in absorption of food into the blood. The same small intestine receives secretions from liver and pancreas. Receives secretions from liver and pancreas. The secretion from liver is bile juice. The secretion from liver is bile juice. This bile juice help in emulsification of fat. And the secretions from pancreas includes trypsin and lipase. Trypsin converts proteins to peptones and lipase converts fats to glycerol. So these all are the functions of small intestine. So small intestine contains the enzyme intestinal enzyme. This converts carbohydrate to glucose, fats to fatty acids and glycerol, proteins to amino acids. Also small intestine contains small finger-like projections called villi which helps in absorption of food into the blood. Small intestine receives secretion from liver and pancreas. Secretion from liver is bile juice which help in emulsification of fat. The secretion from pancreas includes trypsin and lipase. Trypsin helps to convert proteins to peptones. Lipase helps to convert fats to glycerol. Next is large intestine. Large intestine absorbs excess of water. Large intestine absorbs excess of water. All the rest waste materials are removed from the body through anus. The rest of the materials are removed from the body through anus. Rest of the waste materials are removed from the body through anus. So starting from the mouth, all the needed proteins, carbohydrates, then fats, etc. are absorbed and converted to different forms such as glucose, fatty acids, glycerol, amino acids, peptones. Then after finally the remaining waste materials are removed from the body through anus. This is the process of digestion in human beings or the process of nutrition in human beings. So starting from mouth, teeth, tongue, salivary glands, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and finally waste are removed through anus. That's the nutrition in human beings. Now moving to the next topic, which is respiration. What do you mean by respiration? Respiration actually involves two things. Respiration actually involves two things or two steps. The gaseous exchange and cellular respiration. These two togetherly known as respiration. So what is gaseous exchange? Intake of oxygen from the atmosphere and release CO2. That the process is breathing. So respiration includes the process of breathing. Second is breakdown of simple food in order to release energy inside the cell. Breakdown of simple food in order to release energy inside the cell. That is cellular respiration. So breathing and cellular respiration together constitute the process of respiration. So breathing means intake of oxygen from the atmosphere and release CO2. What is cellular respiration? This is the breakdown of simple food in order to release energy inside the cell. Now look, the breakdown of glucose. Glucose is C6H12O6. In cytoplasm, this becomes pyruvic acid plus energy. This becomes pyruvic acid plus energy. In the absence of oxygen, it is converted to ethanol plus CO2 plus energy, and the process is fermentation. Insufficient oxygen, if there is insufficient oxygen, it becomes lactic acid plus energy. That is what happened in muscle fatigue. When we are doing continuous exercise, oxygen level decreases. Insufficient oxygen, due to the insufficient level of oxygen, lactic acid and energy are produced, and the lactic acid is accumulated in the muscles. That's why we feel pain. In presence of oxygen in mitochondria, CO2, water and energy are produced. This is the breakdown of glucose, the process of breakdown of glucose. So in absence of oxygen, it becomes ethanol plus carbon dioxide and the energy. This is the process of fermentation.